I've got new news, hot off the desk, hot off the press. Will the US Treasury use the new FedNow system to move value? And can they use XRP and Ripple to move that value instantly to have instant settlement? We're going to talk about it today. Hi guys, I'm Robert Doyle. I provide the best crypto content that I can find. This is my full-time job. I hope you are enjoying the content that I make. I'd love to have you in our community at Cryptonaires. If you think that you need some help understanding or learning, links down in the description. Without further ado, let's get into it. So from ISO, let's do it. He posted this and we're going to get into this. Check this out. Will anybody use FedNow at launch? Yes, they will. Let's talk about this.
During the first week of April, the Federal Reserve will begin a formal certification process for participants for the launch of the FedNow service. The early adopters will complete a customer testing and certification program where they will be preparing to send live transactions through the system. Now, this certification process, it will encompass a comprehensive testing curriculum with defined expectations for operational readiness and network experience. Then come June. And this is June, the Federal Reserve and certified participants will conduct production validation activities to confirm readiness for the July launch. Question is, will anybody use the service at launch? Yes! Many early adopters have declared their intent to begin using the service in July, including a diverse mix of financial institutions of all sizes, the largest processors, and of course, the US Treasury for the launch.
All right, so that was it. Let's go ahead and take the next look at this next clip. So it's overwhelming performance from credit unions. 72% was FedNow service at the top choice among banks, 60%. It says in May, the Monet something, base core processing and technology provider Jack Henry released a strategic priorities benchmark study that found that more than 90% of bank and credit union executives said they plan to add new payment services in the next 2 years. I mean, this is obvious, right? You can't be a competitor in the banking system without this new technology. That is why you're going to get a big bang implementation. Flip of the switch. You've all heard this terminology before. What that means is the banks all start using this technology at once. And that is going to create extreme FOMO in the market if something like XRP is used on a massive scale for instant settlement. Remember, even Swift GPI is just an upgraded messaging service. It's still the old correspondent banking rails. Swift doesn't have the technology. They could, in fact, use the technology, but Swift themselves does not have something like the XRP ledger where they can draw on XRP to move that value instantly to be that bridge asset. And here is the clip that you've been waiting for. Let's get into it right here, 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's talk about this. Billions, no, trillions of dollars per year go through the Treasury, trillions, and through FedNow.
Some super big news for you. One of the biggest announcements in FedNow, and I want to say the biggest announcement since FedNow service itself was announced, just came out. The Federal Reserve announced the addition of multiple organizations to the FedNow service pilot program, new ones that are joining the FedNow service program. These participants, they're joining the already established 120 other organizations that are already in the program's testing phase, which began earlier this year and will continue until the launch of the FedNow service in 2023. And out of these new participants, one of them really stands out. Who? The U.S. Department of the Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Service. That's the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Service. To me, this is the biggest announcement in FedNow since the announcement of the FedNow service. Why? Think about it. Who is the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Service? They are the government agency that, among many other things that they do, they provide the central payment services to the American public on behalf of government agencies. And they operate the federal government's collection and deposit system. Just how many payments are we talking about potentially here, Professor?
Billions.
If we go look at some of the data available on the internet, you can go check this yourself on the Bureau of Fiscal Service, and we look at data through fiscal year 2021, the Bureau of Fiscal Service processed nearly 202 million EFTPS transactions valued at $3.56 trillion in tax revenue. They processed nearly 81.4 million transactions worth nearly $210 billion through pay.gov. They securely dispersed 1.7 billion payments totaling more than 6.4 trillion, and they did it 100% of the time. That's a lot of payments. Let me break this down for you a little more. If you get a federal government benefit payment like Social Security or an electronic funds tax payment system like, IRS tax returns, then you have benefited from a U.S. Department of Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Service payment. What's this really going to mean to you? As a financial institution, as a consumer, it's going to be huge. And the truth is, I can't say for sure because there's no official announcement that has been made by the Bureau as to what this will mean. But I believe this means that your bank and your credit union needs to get on the FedNow network, that it will enable you to be able to receive government payments like IRS returns, Social Security payments, or do you guys remember back those electronic impact payments? Those were distributed by the Bureau of Fiscal Service. Could you imagine if you could get them faster? Can you imagine what it means to the payments industry, let alone the country, to have the U.S. Treasury Bureau of Fiscal Service having the ability to distribute FedNow instant payments? Go from getting a payment in a day or two to getting it in seconds. Again, this is my opinion, but this is a game changer. And to me, it's the biggest announcement in the FedNow service, or really in payments, in years.
in years, the biggest announcement in years, guys. In America, when we got stimulus, it was either probably directly deposited into our account or checks were sent, but that took time, right? It took a couple days for that check to clear. Businesses might need that money that day to either pay their employees, for services, import, export, whatever it is. This can really jumpstart the U.S. economy in 2024 because they're going to provide more stimulus. Let me walk you through this, guys. So right now we are at the point where we think a lot of banks, and I think that we're going to be entering a recession here in the U.S. Germany just got into one. Some places in Europe are already there, but I think the U.S. is going to start. FedEx is down 10% as far as their volume in shipping, and that usually coincides with the market slowing down and coming down. So in 2024, it's an election year in the U.S. What do you think the Biden administration is going to do? They're going to print money. Quantitative easing is going to come back like you've never seen it before. Last time for COVID, they printed out $5 trillion. This time, sky is the limit. They don't care, right? Because they might lose the 2024 election, but they're going to do whatever they can to make the economy better. And how do you do that? You give away a shit ton of money and you let people spend. It's going to pump the stock market. It's going to pump the crypto market. It's going to pump everything. Rates are going to come back down to zero. People are going to be borrowing again and spending money like it's going out of style. That's what we're getting into in 2024. And we're going to go 2024, 2025 will be the biggest bull run you've ever seen in your life. That is why it's so important now to pay attention to what the technologies are being used around the globe. I can't stress this enough, guys. If you are not taking the time to really understand this technology, you will regret this time period for the rest of your life. You get one shot at this. Once banks start to flip the switch, it's over for you and me. If you don't have these assets already in your portfolio, you're going to be buying them for 20, 50, 100x, which you can buy them for now. Maybe even 1,000x. So do the research, understand what you're doing, why you hold this, right? It's not all about getting rich the next day. People buy stocks, they buy bonds for the long term. We need to think about the long-term holdings of what we're doing. Also, let me just show you. This is the Bureau of Fiscal Service. Sometimes I go off on rants. I apologize. So this is a big deal, guys. Having more government agencies being able to get in the mix and do all this stuff is a big deal. Also, we have from ISO how payment APIs enable blockchain technology through ISO 20022, like the FedNow service. I'll just read you some highlights here. It says, while payment APIs are fundamental to integrated banking services, however, the technology requires an ecosystem of consistent data, regulatory oversight, and banking expertise in order to succeed on a global scale. We accept client demand will drive development across the major areas to make integrated banking connectivity more common in the institutional world. Institutions, guys. That they got all the money. This also says data standards with the processing payment utilities such as adoption of ISO 20022, messaging standard for securities payments by SWIFT. So these are securities payments by SWIFT. Those are like stocks, bonds, clearing, that kind of stuff, right? And on distributed ledger, excuse me, let me just start here. I'll go down here. Standardization of data schemes and formats are necessary for real-time payments using APIs and potentially central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, on distributed ledger technologies. The two biggest ones that are building these services for CBDCs are Quant and Ripple. Sure, Stellar has like the Ukraine, they're working on maybe a few other things, but it's nothing as big as Ripple and Quant. Understand that, okay? It says beyond payments, processing and standardization can promote efficiencies in the account opening process and regulatory compliance, including anti-money laundering requirements, AML, sanction review, know your customer, and due diligence. So sanction review is a big one, guys. Okay, so let me just walk you through this. If a bank ends up sending money to a bank that has known ties to terrorist organizations, that is a big deal. They could not only be fined millions of dollars, but prison sentences could come with that as well. So Ripple and Quant both, but Ripple mainly has been working on this sanction compliance stuff so banks can't make that mistake. That is a huge deal and important. This goes on to say, as banking technology such as blockchain and DLT become more advanced and sought after by consumers and institutions, regulations on these technologies and services will continue to grow. It's critical to monitor for regulation, also understand and realize the additional benefits of safekeeping that can come from regulation as well. And I want to show you one more thing before we get out of here. Actually, two more things. Sorry, guys. Let me play this for you right here.
Euronet offers 3 products for participants of the FedNow service. The first product is REN Connect, which simplifies the integration of your bank's back office systems with the FedNow service and its real-time ISO 20022 messaging format. Watch this animation for more information.
Cool.
As a financial institution, You can't risk losing more customers to competitors who offer products with real-time payment
It's maxed out, guys. I know some of you are going to say, hey, Sensei, the volume's not there. It's maxed out. It was just recorded poorly. I'm sorry.
capabilities. But how do you join your country's real-time payments network when you're already short on technical resources and time? To meet customer demands while minimizing the risks of modernization, it means using a solution that doesn't replace your existing system. It works with it. A solution that seamlessly connects your systems to real-time payment networks. It provides the digital overlay services needed to deliver the products your customers are asking for. And it does.
All right, I like the beat. I'm a techno type of guy. All right, Ripple partners with Euronet, worldwide subsidiary. Okay, so guys, just to take this into perspective, CGI, Ripple partner. Temenos, Ripple partner. Earthport, Ripple partner. Lante, Ripple partner. And then you have RenConnect. All of these guys are hooked up. You also have SBI. You also have Finastra. Guys, it is so massive what we're about to get into. It's exciting. Can you feel it? Can you feel the energy? If you made it to the end of this video, please comment down energy in the comments. Please tell me what you think. If you found value here and you're not subscribed, think about subscribing, turning on the bell notifications. I promise you, I will not waste your time. I will bring you the best information that I can find, and I will drop it here. If you need help learning, you need help growing, think about joining either on my Patreon. You can become a super subscriber if you want to support me here on YouTube, or you can join the Cryptonaires Discord, where I will take your crypto knowledge and I will supercharge it. I will tell you everything that you need to know, and I will explain it in detail. I will show you the proof. I will show you the facts. I am not here to bullshit. I am here to provide value. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate you. Have a great freaking day. And man, we are so close to it. FedNow launches in 7 or 8 days, and we can taste it. I love you all. Cheers. Bye. All this content, and you want to really take your learning experience and supercharge it, think about becoming a Cryptonaires member. I will take your crypto knowledge and I will 10x it. It's what I do every day. I focus, I really pay attention to what's being used globally, and we talk about this and I show you the proof. I bring you the information so you can make a better educated decision on what you want to do with your life, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who loves crypto, and I love sharing it with you.